Idealism is a philosophical position according to which reality ultimately depends on mind, ideas, representations, sensory experience, or other mental determinations. This philosophical sense of idealism should not be confused with the ethical aspiration toward ideals in society. The term began to be used in the early 18th century, in contrast first to materialism and later to realism and empiricism. It can be distinguished between ontological or metaphysical idealism and epistemological idealism. Ontological idealism concerns the nature of reality and opposes materialism, which holds that only matter exists. Epistemological idealism concerns knowledge and opposes realism, which holds that the world exists independently of our representations of it. Objective idealism treats the world as spiritual or intellectual in nature, while subjective idealism sees the world as formed through our representations. Philosophers as different as Plato, Berkeley, Kant, Fichte, and Hegel have been called idealists because they all give central importance to the idea, even though they understand it differently. Leibniz is one of the first modern thinkers to claim the heritage of idealism, initially using the notion to contrast Plato's doctrine of ideas with Epicurean materialism. Christian Wolff later gave idealism a clearer place within philosophical classification by treating it as a doctrine about reality itself. In Wolff's sense, idealism is a monistic doctrine according to which only ideas or minds truly exist. This makes materialism its direct opposite, since materialism recognizes only material reality. Ontological idealism is not by itself a theory of knowledge, but in practice many ontological idealists also become epistemological idealists. This is because, if reality is of the same nature as mind or representation, then the mind can in some sense access reality through its own representations. Epistemological idealism claims that what we know are not independent things in themselves, but ideas, phenomena, or representations related to the mind. This position is close to skepticism about knowing reality as it is in itself, though it can still allow that representations are connected to reality in some indirect way. This can be contrasted with epistemological realism, especially the scientific assumption that knowledge can gradually reach real objects outside the knower. Also, epistemological idealism is often historically linked to subjective idealism, especially in Berkeley and, in a qualified way, Kant. Finally, idealism was not originally opposed to realism in general, because Leibniz first used the term for a kind of realism about ideas. The later opposition between idealism and realism arose from 18th century debates, especially through materialist reductions of reality to matter and common sense reactions against metaphysics, which helped create the caricature of idealism as a denial of the external world.